Okay. Please work. This is my first time multi-streaming. This is my first time with a green screen in ages, and it's not going so well. Hopefully that tiny little line up there doesn't bother anybody. As usual, getting started in these streams. If you're hanging out in either chat, let me know how the sound is compared to the in-game sound. So, this is a cleaner playthrough of Kenshi. This is just reactive world and a couple quality of life mods. You can hear me now? Oh, I was just talking to myself. Ow now, brown cow. Unique New York. Just making sure I didn't have to cough or clear my throat. Okay, Shadow the Seer. We've added on Twitch, no less. I have no idea how to watch both of them at the same time, so if I'm waffling between conversations, now you know why. This is going to be a cleaner playthrough of Kenshi. We've only got Reactive World and a few quality of life mods. I'm going to be following my Solo Ironman Quickstart guide to the letter. And then we're going to take some creative license with what to do next. My tongue got stuck on my teeth. I don't know how that happened. I am just going to do my very best here to pull up the... No, there we go. We've got... Okay, I think I've got Twitch chat up, and I've got YouTube chat up as well. It only takes... It takes a village, as they say, and in this case, it takes 2 cell phones. Okay. So, kind of every time I start my guide, the one time I recorded my guide, I tell everybody when they're starting, if they take a Wanderer start for their Solo Ironman game, it kind of sets you up for success. So we're just walking around here in the hub. This is our big chunky fellow Padre. First thing we're going to do is see what we've got here in the Holy Nation hut. I'm basically taking everything that'll sell. Extremely lucky. It looked like there was grog and cactus rum. Those two things sell for a ton. It's been several years since I've streamed on Twitch, so this is very interesting. The channel's not not done up at all. I'm certain I'm missing a lot of things that people probably have as commonplace on their channels these days. I'll figure it out in time. And again, we're still working at the kinks for the green screen. It was kind of a snap decision to even try using it. I hope it's not terrible. So now that we've looted everything from the Holy Nation hut, we're going to sell every last piece of it. The grog, I mean, this is extremely lucky. Don't count on getting grog and cactus rum in your first shot. I've gotten a lot worse from there. We don't need this weapon either, or these pants. So we're going to be naked for a bit. Sometimes you get double lucky and you get a backpack here. But right now, we're going to make the naked run. And we're making the naked run to Squin. Checking out the map here, the only thing we know exists is Squin in the hub. So this is a clean playthrough, not an import, brand new character. His stats are god-awful. Let's take a look at those quickly. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get really... Oh! I kind of fixed the green screen, I just made the camera picture smaller, which, whatever. Game's important. This is not important. Okay, so if you haven't checked out the guide, our first step is to sprint from Squin to... or from the hub to Squin. Once we get to Squin, our next order of business is getting a backpack. The bigger the better. I was pretty fortunate. We got 2 grogs and 1 cactus rum to sell back there, which left us with 4,000 cats behind my noodle here, behind my chair. And I think that'll be enough money to get a bag. We just need to avoid absolutely everybody and everything. Now, your athletics at this stage in the game are pretty awful, okay? But if you're naked, you're not carrying anything, you should be able to get away. And I mean, if it's this early in the game and you really don't want to frustrate yourself in your solo, just stutter step away if you do accidentally encounter a group of dust bandits that cut you and leave you bleeding to death. I wonder if there's any way to see how many people are watching on Twitch. I completely forget how Twitch works. We've been on YouTube for so long now. I know that Dextrose is a mod everywhere. Richie, good to see you back, if I didn't say hi already. And Shadow Seer from every direction. Flat skin. So the Shek aren't very nice. We can forgive them for that, because Padre here is bigger than them. That's it's just a fact. He's a giant. An outsider. How exotic. I'm curious, outsider. Do you know much of the Shek custom? I hear the Shek are pretty rowdy, but that's about it. Rowdy? Rowdy? The Shek is the most honorable of kingdoms. We are warriors. Warriors, not ruffians. Here we can earn respect through bravery in battle. Not rowdiness, as you call it. Should I just let him go? Go on. Foreigners are only tolerated in this town for their trade. Under the Stone Golem's orders, every Shek in this city is itching for a fight since she came to power, especially against an honorless foreigner like you. I suggest you keep your head down if you want to leave the city in one piece. Listen, my friend, if I didn't have 1 in every single stat right now, I'll be back. Thanks to this guy, Squin is getting erased. We're going to delete it from the map. I have more honor in my pinky than most Shek have in their whole body. Is he going to attack me? Sounds like a fun city. Then you'll fit in well around here. We live and breathe battle in the Shek Kingdom. Only through honorable battle can we gain passage to the Holy Lands. You'd do well to know our customs if you're to survive in this town. This guy needs to take a break. Huh. Well, thanks for the advice. Please let me get back to getting my bag and completing the steps to the tutorial. The Solo Ironman Quickstart guide. You don't need to listen to anybody if you don't want to. Looking for something. Yes, sir. Khalid, let's do business. Okay. Kind of a unique opportunity here, although we don't have the money. It's 5,000. We need 1,100 more. I think we'll be able to come back and get that, but I'm going to grab this large backpack. For 3K. And it's gonna look ridiculous because he is large. It gets me every time. The larger you make your character, the larger the backpack appears on them. Just in case you wanted to know. It might be just one part. It might be your frame or shoulders or something. But it's hilarious. Okay, now, instead of going to AdMag, somewhere between Squin and AdMag, there's a set of ruins. That's where we're headed next. Ideally, we have a weapon, but I sold the little stick we got. Sometimes you'll pass NPCs, right, in an NPC group, and what you'll see there happening, they'll be fighting, they'll drop something good, or maybe you can sneak in and get some loot. Always keep your eye out. I play... So there's dust bandits right there. We do not want to engage with them. Matter of fact, we want to hide if we can. I hope they don't pass this way. If I see a single arrow pop up around this blue eye, we have to go. Okay. I mean, so there was an arrow. I probably should have ran faster, but... So they can catch you right now. The athletics we have is only 8. Not enough. I'm just kind of clicking randomly. I think it's on this peninsula. I've got a really fancy looking map. I forgot I had that on. These guys are caravan, Western Hive caravan drones. So in a pinch, they're your saviors, right? In a pinch, they're your saviors. If you need to run from bandits, run towards a Hive drone caravan. Oh, mama. Okay, so skin spiders. Death. How do we do this? How do I... There we go. Okay, so skin spiders are awful. They're the worst of the worst. And up there, you've got a whole group of bandits or something, maybe, fighting up there. Early game, skin spiders are going to eat all of you. So I know that a lot of players play zoomed out like this. I play extremely zoomed in. If you've been following for a while, you'll understand that. It just, you know, it's way more surprising. Not recommended, though, if you're playing your first Solo Ironman or you're just getting into Solo Ironman. Absolutely, you know, play zoomed out. Look for bad guys. Look for trails of smoke. Admire how great Kenshi looks. I have no idea how good or bad this looks on Twitch. I haven't streamed on Twitch in so long. I forget all the ways to set it to look good on Twitch. I hope it looks great on YouTube. It should. Okay, so this is kind of, I guess we'll call it step 3 of our Solo Ironman Quickstart. And that is get to this ruin, okay? Now, downside. If I'm looking over here, never mind, not downside, Shek Kingdom. So this is kind of weird. Their Shek Kingdom and their Shek warriors, there's a small chance that they attack me and kill me. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, we're going to grab absolutely everything here that has value. And to find your items more easily, you can just hold down left alt, like in almost every game ever. We're grabbing everything here that's blue, rusty chain shirts. I feel like something is different. Something is different from vanilla. In vanilla, these will be, some of these will be green. Some of them will be just terrible. Now, we do have Shidan's tweaks and fixes on, which claims that it fixes a lot of bugs, so I don't know if he added some RNG over here or just changed the quality of the drops. Or for the gazillion hours of Kenshi that I've played, I've just never seen 3 blue chain shirts. My tongue's getting all tangled and I'm back in talkwords. Richie, step-by-step guide. Step 2, die early. Yeah, well, I mean, you're not wrong. If you're playing Solo Ironman and you're playing it for the first time, second time, 60-second time, I mean, having a successful Solo Ironman run, go past 60 toughness, go to the point where you can, you know, challenge Arc in a saber duel. Go to the point where you can solo the Bugmaster. The odds are like becoming an athlete, really. Top 1%. Looking good is Shadow Seer. It's looking good so far. 1440p is sharp. I hope it's sharp. I was watching some Kenshi streams earlier, actually, on Twitch, and they did not look. They were great streams, okay, but they didn't look good. I'm hoping that we can keep it above board. This 1440p seems to be working out. I hope, though, for the majority of people, especially on Twitch, that it's not too much, because that can happen too. Okay, so now that we've loaded up on everything, the backpack gives us a 50% encumbrance reduction. You can take this chance to train strength if you really want. You have a backpack on, you allow yourself to get super heavy. Might still be heavy. And if you can pick something or somebody up on the way, it's even better. It's always somebody, but something like an animal. Another thing we're going to do is pick up absolutely everything. So. And I think we're going to be wearing this high-grade chain for a while. We can go pick up all the different weapons. There's a ton of these planks laying around, and they're going to give us a little bit of starting cash. A little bit more starting cash, I should say. We're at 971 with a large backpack and a bunch of those chainmail shirts that we're going to be able to sell. So in the meantime, I'm just going to grab all this raw iron, all these planks. Fabrics, maybe? Fabrics might sell. I can't remember about water. We can check it. I don't really think so. I don't care about... Let's see what raw stone goes for. Huge! Not bringing that. Plank, fragment axe. Fragment axes usually sell pretty well. Oh man, it's been so long since I've streamed on Twitch. I'm looking at the Twitch chat right now, and there's a bot in there, okay? So, I feel like there's an automated message that I had timed. Let's see. Let's see if that bad boy's still active. Death is success. In which situation is that a success? And I'm not doubting you. I'm certain that it's something that I've either said or demonstrated. Do you mean because it's a learning experience? I guess I could just hit a range. And let Kenshi's Tetris AI figure it out. Sure, we'll take that. I mean, we're heavy, but we were gonna be heavy, you know, anyways. It's kind of inevitable. We can change this. There's no way I can't make room for a sword. Okay. Now, okay, you have two choices here. And you can use one based on previous, information you've already got, or the unknown. So I prefer Okay, so I prefer to work with information that I've already got, right? And the information we have right now, and we're going to zoom in on the map and go over this here, but is that between the Shek ruins and Squin, we know there's skin spiders, we know there's dust bandits, and there's a battle right now between two bandit groups. That's a lot of enemies, especially with, and I'll show everybody what's going on here, and this is how you should play Solo Ironman. It makes it a bit harder, but in ways it makes it a bit easier because you get a lot more global interaction. But here in gameplay, up there somewhere, our squad size multiplier 2.25, our global pop multiplier almost 3, might as well be 3. Let's just put it up to 3. And dismemberment's frequent. But these two things are what we're talking about: global pop and squad size multiplier. That's going to make Kenshi seem way more alive, okay? It's going to make Kenshi, and it's going to give you both opportunities and, I mean, really, really bad moments. So, having said that, those squads behind us are larger, but we were able to dodge them once without much effort. So, I've kind of got this, I've got knowledge, I've got faith that we're going to be able to dodge them on the way back as well. That said, disclaimer, this could be an unsuccessful Solo Ironman start demonstration, but we're going to find that out together. I think we'll be okay. Now, with our new sweet, sweet armor. Still have no weapon, and in the event, we've got to run for our lives, and I'm overweight, and I think that ditching the bag is going to make a big enough difference to carry on the Solo Ironman. That just gives us an advanced tutorial into how to leave a landmark on a map if you didn't bother to download that mod that I'm pretty sure exists that allows you to mark up your map. But there is absolutely a way for free, doesn't require any resources, to lay down waypoints on a map. In vanilla Kenshi or any Kenshi that does not possess the map marking mod. We're going to speed this up. We're at 2 times. We're at 2 times. I'm hesitant to go above 2 times. Okay, so these are what? Followers of Crawl or Berserkers. Crawl's chosen. Okay, so here's a perfect example. We're going to sneak because we're not running much more quickly given how heavy we are anyways. And if I get too close here to the Crawl's chosen, then we're in trouble. We have what looks like a trade caravan, or even, you know, there's potential dog buying or bull buying going on over there. And that's a patrol of some kind. More Crawl's chosen, actually. We're in Crawl's territory. Crawl. There is only Crom. This game still looks great to me. I know it's on an old engine, and it's an old game at this point. Sorry, Kenshi developer, your game is now officially old. But it still looks great. Like, what a great concept for a landscape. You've got a desert filled with garbage and mountaintop sea urchin. So imaginative. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's take. See, I don't go any more quickly. I feel like I even walk a little faster stealthing. Watch this transition. Jog, 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 stealth. You know what? I might be jogging a little more quickly. Let's give it a shot here. Okay, so the plan. We just got all this great gear. Let's check out the inventory. We bought the bag for 3,000. That kind of sucked, right? But here we've got 11. We're gonna sell this for 282, 282, 310, 310, 282, We're going to sell these things for 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. You know, we're making back the money for the bag and then some. And we're going to use the bag as required, but the large bag, because of its length, or width, I should say width, the large bag, because of its width, it means it can hold the longest weapons in the game. Pole arms, other things like that. There's a ton of negatives, but if you're playing Solo Ironman, you're either carrying 2 backpacks, or you're carrying one gigantic backpack, and you're going to take it off every time you're about to fight to ditch those negatives. Again, guys, if I'm getting drowned out by the music or anything to do with the game, or the game's not loud enough. Is the game loud enough? I mean, music's down. Music's all the way down. Just let me know. Haha, see? See, not great. This could be all over for us. So these are Dust Boss. Alright, he's got a saber. He has a katana. These are Bad News Bear's weapons against me. Here's my backpack. On the ground. And this only weighs 6 kg. I can make it to the guards, okay? So, our backpack's there. I don't feel like I need to set a waypoint for that. It's not in the middle of nowhere. But this is great news for us. So the guards are going to take out the Dust Boss, which gets us our first kind of integral piece of kit here. Where is he? Dust Bandit, Dust Bandit, Dust Boss. Armored rag skirt. Blue. Wonderful. Spiked helmet. Blue. Wonderful. Early game. We're gonna grab these boots, and that polearm's gonna sell. That's what that's gonna do. Now let's try and get as much of this loot as I can. That chest protector's coming over unless we find a better one. This sells for a lot. There we go. Found a standard chest protector. Honestly, if you can find out, if there's, I don't even know if you can do it. I've never done it. I've never crafted a masterwork heart protector, okay? But if you could, if you were so inclined, I think it would be sweet. Its chest coverage is questionable, but it has no drawbacks. It'd be a fun character to try and play around anyways. Okay, let's go see if we can find... Oh, I'm under attack. What do we have here? A polearm? We're using it. Oof. The guards are going to sort these guys out. I'm not too worried. That's why we're messing around a bit here. Any chance to train early game like this is a good chance. It's a good opportunity to take anyways. We got a blue helmet. That looks like it can be sold for $318. If we can find some better gear to sell here, that would be ideal. If you wanted to be really sleazy, okay, you could take all this and throw it all on the ground. That actually sounds like a great idea. Thing is, you have to take it over. You can right-click it if you want to be lazier about it than I am, and just toss it all on the ground just like that, and do a couple laps outside of town, which is what we're gonna do because we're in this to win right now. I could even do it with my armor to speed this process up. But instead, we're just gonna savage all these poor dust bandits, drop all their gear onto the ground. Chris Ellen on YouTube. The large backpack is definitely the early game MVP. It absolutely is. I couldn't agree more. One thing I'm going to show you, which might blow your mind, is the dual backpack system. If you haven't checked out my guides yet on YouTube. we're going to grab that backpack and start our kind of back and forth selling trip. If I wanted to be particularly stingy, I would carry on this kind of loot and scoot procedure. Ooh, we might keep this. It's a rusting blade, which kind of sucks. But I might keep that. And I'll tell you why. Dextrose, thank you for stopping by, as usual. Hopefully that goes well. And I think another thing that we're going to do here is we're going to take this tiny crossbow, which is terrible. But all this stuff we can sell. And that crossbow will come in handy as well, because it might not be this stream. It definitely won't be this stream, but there comes a point where... Should have gotten first aid now that I'm thinking about it. But there comes a point where crossbows is almost a necessity in a solo Ironman. I mean, you can go through solo Ironman if you want. Get all 4 of your bionic limbs and grab a fragment axe or a plank and coast through this game as a skeleton. You know, if that's the way you want to go, there's better ways to do what I'm doing. If you really want to abuse a lot of cheese in the game. And we're going to abuse a bit, just a small, a comfortable amount. A moral amount. But not all of it. We're keeping the green. But we are going to try and bankrupt this guy. I like all this blue armor and this green armor. I don't like these boots. Hopefully we can get rid of those in a few. We are going to keep the crossbow. We are up to 11,000. Hold on, can I just show people? How do I get out of the way of this thing? We're up to 11,722 cats. We are, I don't know, 37 minutes, 30 minutes into this playthrough, really? Now our stats are god-awful, but we're okay. We're not dead. That's the most important part. We're going to buy one of these. We're going to buy 2 of these. We're going to put them in our main inventory because that's the important one. As in a Solo Ironman game, you're going to find yourself dropping your bag periodically. Okay, another thing we're going to do is ditch the large backpack because we've already got the cheddar, and we are upgrading to the thieves backpack, the big boy. And we're going to sell that for a fraction of the price that we bought it for. So, in your main inventory, on your Solo Ironman, you're going to keep your first aid. It doesn't get looted. Usually, I think the Reavers might take absolutely everything you've ever thought of bringing. But we're going to keep 1 piece of food only in the main inventory. 1 other over here. If you can afford ration packs, they're worth every penny. We can afford one right now, but I'm not that concerned about hunger. And unless you're using an online map or you're hyper familiar with the Kenshi map. I'm hyper familiar with it, but I still like filling it out kind of the old-fashioned way. Get a feel for where you're headed. So I like to grab the maps of all the civilized areas, swamps, United Cities, etc., etc. I like filling out the map each playthrough like this, as opposed to just doing it by walking around. So we've got... Now I think what we're going to do is we're going to play Padre here more like a bounty hunter. That's how we're going to make our money. We're going to go for bounties. We're going to go for big weapons. We're going to go for big boss characters. It's one of the most compelling ways I find to move around the map is tackling all these big bounties. And not only that, it pits you against enemies that you're clearly not ready for, because it doesn't matter how you're playing, you almost always try and take out these bounties too early, right? We've got some sort of city spanning assault happening. Who is attacking? Looks like more dust bandits, which is kind of great for us, and we'll be able to grab all these items. Like, I threw a ton on the ground outside. We're at 6,000 cats. The name of the game here now is to get our cats up and... ah, boy. To accrue a good amount of currency. Get our cats up. And then we're headed to the Armor King. Okay? But if we can find kind of an early stage decent weapon, now that usually only happens when you bump into a group of tech hunters and they just so happen to lose. Okay. I might be able to get a bit more out of that. This is a great side of town for this to happen. Because we have the police station there, we have the tavern here, or the inn, I guess. Bed, inn. Apparently people are fighting in here too. Oh, this isn't good. It means the shopkeeper might not be... Drifter. The shopkeeper might be dicing people up right now. There he is. I'm just gonna sell you all this stuff, my friend. All this stuff on the ground. This is great. This is not a likely start. But, I mean, I say that. I say it's not a likely start, but I don't think I can count the amount of times I've stumbled upon a city fight that has left me far wealthier than I was before. I bet you if you've played Kenshi and you're hanging out right now on either Twitch or YouTube, that you've experienced the same thing. It happens especially a lot at that town in the middle of the swamp. I cannot remember what it's called. The one on stilts. Kind of looks like an island. Man-made island. I want to say it's called Shark. But I don't think that's right. Oh, the vendor does not have enough money. We're at 11,000 cats. Vendor's already out of money because we're such savvy businessmen. Okay, just selling the remainder. Now, again, these boots, I'm not that interested in them. This armor, I'm also not that interested in. If I can afford it now and we can find some high-grade white plate jacket, sounds great. Dexterity effect goes down a little. I can live with that, though. Or just a normal plate jacket. 40%, -5. What's the difference between white plate jacket and plate jacket? Maybe just the color, eh? So what do we have for negatives there? 54, 80, 80, 95, 5. And then 72. Ooh. That one makes it not great at all for stealth. 72, 80, 80, 90, 80. We'll go with the white one. I think it can afford it. 9,000. A little bit better than our chest protector. Not too many negatives. Oof. But I'm not that concerned about negatives right now. And we will explain why. If you've got any questions as I'm going here on either Twitch or YouTube, please let me know. I've been back on Twitch for 6.5 minutes, and somebody just got banned from the channel. I remember why I stopped streaming on Twitch. Oh, hey. Do these guys have any weapons that we want? We don't want this cleaver. I'm going to take everything I can. We have to sell more. I actually got a decent set of armor, and that's going to help a lot early game. I know, the nuance of Solo Ironman is not always glorious, but it gets glorious. Let's see what we can get for a weapon in here, as a matter of fact, once I sell all this. I may be able to start training sooner rather than later. Get a little bit of, at least a little bit of survivability under the belt. Even for traveling just to see the Armor King. You can kind of rush this process, right? You can head straight for the Armor King very early, try and survive, and if you're into loading saves every several minutes, then you can do that too, right? But the whole idea about Ironman playthroughs, I'm sure you already know, is that when you die, you die. And so there are faster ways to do what I'm doing, but we're going to kind of do it the conservative, safe way so I can ensure that this playthrough lasts. And I mean, that's the end goal, right? When you're playing a Solo Ironman. We have our tiny, shitty crossbow, and we're going to see if we can find a weapon worth swinging around. Now, to use this effectively, because I really want to buy it even though we don't have the money, you would need, so you multiply the weight of the weapon times 2, and that's the strength you require to wield it at full capacity, okay, when it comes to heavy weapons. So we are nowhere near that. I'm 50 strength short of that goal. That said, using a heavy weapon outside of your scope, okay, that is going to allow you to raise your strength extremely quickly. Now, the Shek don't really like the weapons that we need early on. Thankfully, you know, we just got attacked by dust bandits. So they are going to have what we're looking for. And what we're looking for our first weapon in a Solo Ironman, because throughout a Solo Ironman, if you're unaware, we're going to take this hold saber. We're going to see if we can find a better saber. For your first weapon, you need a saber. And I'm saying first weapon because my recommendation to have your best Solo Ironman experience, you need to train in every single weapon class. Sabers are the natural decision kind of for the start though. The reason they're the natural decision is because they're great for defense, and early on you're gonna need defense, especially with bigger squad size, especially with global population size, okay? Wrong side of town, right? I couldn't remember which side of town I left all that stuff. We need to go faster. My encumbrance is 41, just by virtue of wearing armor right now. We're gonna get stronger. It's gonna take a little bit of time. We're gonna speed that up by grabbing this guy. Okay, he's probably dead, and he's probably gonna die. The one downside to that is we could end up with the fly noise for eternity. Sometimes the bzzz, when the flies, I don't even know if my mic picked that up, it's so annoying. But sometimes when the fly noise starts, it doesn't stop, even if you load the game. So there's that real possibility. We're carrying this dude around because it's great for training strength. The way you can find that out is by hovering over strength, okay? And if you look at that, it's going to tell you your strength XP rate. If I put this dude down, my strength XP rate would not be 45%. That's a 45% bonus to how much strength XP you're getting. The best way to do that is by having a backpack on, being heavy, and carrying something. Could be a pet, could be a person. In this case, it's a person. Okay, so here we go. Did we leave or find a reasonably okay saber over here? I really don't want to use this rusty piece of junk. Lots of armored rag skirts. We did leave a katana. Katanas always sell for good money. Armored rag skirts do, heart protectors do, heavy pole arms do, everything here does. Oh, please tell me we have there's a ration pack up here? How did I leave that on the ground? All right, food, wonderful. Okay, we're gonna make our way back to town one last time, and then we're gonna go grab ourselves a weapon, because it's time to start training. If you have any questions as the stream goes on, or you think of them later, hop on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know what the questions are. I usually answer most comments on my YouTube videos. Almost 90% of them, 99%. And if you can think of something right now as we're playing, feel free to fire it in the chat. And if you're just getting here or you're unaware of what we're doing because you didn't see the title or read the whole thing, this is a step-by-step follow me guide to your first solo Ironman on Kenshi. Not heavily modded, not really modded at all, only to make it more difficult. So if you're playing vanilla, you're going to have a better time with this. We have the ration pack now. So always keep some food in your inventory as well. Just realize that if you do get sacked by bandits, they are going to take that. Okay, so we've got our first bit of money. We have 9,200 cats hiding behind my head. Now, thankfully, this sweet decorative map has the outposts all outlined like this. Your map may not. That's fine. I'm just going to right-click on that. Our next stop is the outpost before we make our way to the Armor King. However, if we can stop and find a decent saber on these guys, that would be ideal. And we're gonna grab some of this and one of these animal skin. I have a guide. Look, I'm not great at editing videos on YouTube, okay, so don't get mad at the editorship on some of them, but I do have another guide called Solo Ironman Gear 101, kind of what's required, and one of those things is a piece of animal skin, and that's, and you know, it doesn't come now. It's good to kind of plan early, but that's for building a shelter later in the game, because those shelters are acid proof. And acid rain, while it's an easily avoidable kind of environmental effect in Kenshi, sometimes, especially during a solo playthrough, you can find yourself running for your life, and you end up in places you did not expect. Roberto asks on YouTube, will I get a trader's backpack large? So for your solo game, if you get to a point where you can take out a vendor or lead an army into a town to take out a vendor, okay, because that's something you can do as well. Absolutely, the trader's large backpack, not to be the orange one, right? We're talking about the orange one? If you're talking about the orange one, absolutely. That is your end game backpack as a solo player. Sometimes pathing is not great. See the flies? You can hear the flies. I can hear the flies. If you can't, I'm envious. Oh, boy. Okay, so slave mongers have a tendency to just turn anybody into a slave. If they haven't gotten a slave in a while, this is not terrible news. Oh, boy. It's terrible news. Okay, so this is why maybe you shouldn't play as zoomed in as I do. But I am going to try and run away from these dust bandits. At the same time, they're all in a serious fight. Now, if... Oh, no! This guy managed to... Oh, the dust boss. The dust boss managed to catch me. Of course he did. Who's this? Oh, a hungry bandit leader. Maybe they'll help me. Oh, they attacked him. Now, hungry bandits I don't really care about. These guys can kind of hit me all day. I say that. The playthrough's about to end. Maybe I shouldn't be at 5 times speed. I don't recommend you play your solo Ironmans at 5 times speed. Yeah, to expand, if anybody doesn't know, anybody hanging out on Twitch or YouTube, if anybody doesn't know what the Trader's Large Backpack is, it's a large backpack that you can find on vendors in some towns. Oh, get out of here, Dust Boss. And so you have to kill the vendor, knock him out, whatever. You can wait till he falls asleep. I think vendors sleep. You can wait till they fall asleep and try and steal it, if that's the way you want to play. But the Trader's Large Backpack is identifiable because it's orange and has a square on it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to ditch a Dust Boss. Ouch, I lied. I sure am not going to show you how to ditch a Dust Boss. Don't you hurt me. Don't you kill me. Don't you kill me. We're going down. Can I swim in here? Can we swim? There's no swimming to be had. This guy can't handle all these hungry bandits. Don't kill me. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Hold on, we're gonna sneak. He's trying to take my food. I'm gonna take my food. I'm gonna take my backpack off. So that's a small bit of cheese, right? That you, I, any of us can affect. We're sneaking. If you want to raise your toughness, okay, right now, because we've got an escaped servant, we have hungry bandits nearby, we have a dust boss nearby, I'm not going to do it. But if you want to raise your toughness at light speed, when you're in this condition, stand up. We're going to do it right now before we're kind of... So it didn't help. See, if you do that before you take time to heal, you will find that your toughness skyrockets. It was just at 5. If I just stood up right away, which would have enticed the dust boss, in most cases, to come back. And the only danger with that is if he hits one of your critical spots, right? Your head, your stomach, your chest. Head, chest, and stomach are the only ones you really need to concern yourself about with having the highest defense possible. Richie on YouTube, can you drown in this game? No, you cannot. I have been knocked unconscious in the middle of the ocean countless times. You'll find that happens with spiders, iron spiders. They walk on the bottom of bodies of water, okay? And sometimes you're shallow enough. I'm dead, by the way. We're probably dead here. But a lot of the time... Oh, goats! Those bandits are done for. Okay? If they go for the goats, I've got money on the goats. But if you try and walk across a body of water... Oh, the goats aren't going for the bandits. They can see me. I'm done. We're done. It's all over. Why did I stop running? Crawling? Yeah, I think we're safe. I think we're safe. Next time you show your face, I'll make you bleed. They lost me. They lost me over the dune. I've been unconscious with all of my stats almost at 0. Okay? In the middle of the water. And you cannot drown. There's no drowning. I've also tried to swim to the edge of the... Oh, sugar. Slave mongers. If we get past this, I mean, even if they capture us, not a big deal. Then we're just, you know, probably being taken to rebirth, given our proximity to the Holy Nation. But if we get past all that, everything would be fine. I forgot to buy a bed. And if you're watching this now, and you've also watched the Quickstart guide, in the Quickstart guide, I probably said, buy a bed. I didn't do that, obviously. So this is your friendly reminder to buy a bed. Something else you should never do, and I talk about this all the time, is leave your Solo Ironman unattended. But in this case, I don't want to pause the action for everybody, and I've got to go grab another drink, so I will be right back. Wish me luck. What? Unironically, this is the guide showing how not to do things in a Solo Ironman. Okay, arguably, just as valuable as what to do in a Solo Ironman. Look at how sneaky we've become. Hit. Do I have a weapon? Does she have a weapon? What a terrible time to come back. Are we near our objective? Not really. Ugh. Okay, hold on. Have a plan? We have a plan? She has no weapon? Okay, block. We're just blocking. Let's just block for a sec. Dust Bandits are gonna win. Now, okay, this is okay. This is not terrible. This is not terrible news. Okay, wait for it. This is not... Okay, hold on. I gotta pause. Sorry, I'm in the middle of pouring a drink. Okay, let's talk about what's not bad about this. Just, if you end up... I know there's guys out there, there's players out there, okay, in games like this, when they set a goal, like, I want to play the perfect Solo Ironman. I want it... Kenshi, you know, you don't want anything bad to happen. Especially if you're playing a game... I don't know if anybody's played Sifu or not. Okay, that's a game that you want to go well from start to finish. Okay, Kenshi can be one of those games. You know, if you're building a town and you're looking for efficiency, you don't want to run any issues, sure, maybe something like that. But in this instance, okay, I want to say that Kenshi is one of these games that you should wait. You should let this story develop, because dead isn't always dead. And this situation's extra good because these guys are busy. So not only do I get to force myself to stand up to get this big toughness bump in a sec, we're at 7, I get to try and crawl away. So we just went from 7 to 20. That's the difference in forcing yourself to stand up before you crawl away. Or before you heal. If you hit sneak as you're coming back to life, your guy's gonna stay tucked down low to the ground, and he's gonna heal himself. If you do not do that, if you just stand up, you get these big jumps. We just went from 7 to 20. That's, I don't know what the percentage increase is on that. I can't do trigonometry, but I've had people hop in chat and say it's all the same, whether you heal yourself or not. Not true. Okay, we are going to slowly walk away from this. There's no way we're getting past... oh, they're everywhere. You know what? Fewer forwards than backwards, eh? I don't know, though. I don't know. We might be done for. Can we go anywhere past these guys? This is it. Now I'm under attack by a hungry person. Actually, this is good. This is good news. We want her to punch me in the chest. Come on. Big hit. Yes, one more time. One more time. So, all I was saying was, in these situations, don't just give up. Don't just close your game. Just wait. If we can get her to dodge us, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yes! Yes! Okay. Couldn't have worked out any better. Got the old uppercut off the edge. Okay, so this is perfect. Now we can run away. There's no way that happens. That was better than... And then you get up again, and we go from 20 to 28 toughness. And because we have the good high-grade chest armor, those punches were only doing 1 damage, and she's got awful, awful wrestling. Everything about this is coming up Millhouse. Okay. Again, not ideal. We're trying for that waypoint. Right now, what you should do in your Solo Ironman, okay, is go back to a known. Go back to the hub. You've got no enemies between you and the hub. Maybe whatever's going on down there in the river, though, that could be more dangerous than we think. So we're gonna mush on. Not recommended. Not recommended, but it's what we're doing. And, I mean... Oh, look at this battlefield. Who do we have here? We have dust bandits. Dust bandits. If there's slave mongers up there, no, it's just dust bandits and hungry bandits. But for some reason, this battlefield spans the entire... We're headed up. I don't know if we're going to make it past here. No, look at that. That patrol is steady. Okay, let's focus. Let's focus survival for a sec. We're a bit zoomed out. It's very uncharacteristic, I know. But we're headed down. Oh, slavers. Slavers down here. Okay. So I feel like we're safer with slavers because I've got some decent gear on. We're safer with slavers than we are with dust bandits. I mean, we're obviously safer with slavers. Slavers aren't going to kill us. We're going to put it on 5 times speed, something I don't recommend doing under Solo Ironman unless you are certain or don't care about the outcome. Certain of or don't care about. We need damage floaters. I know. I need to know how much weapon damage I'm doing with which weapon, because a lot of a Solo Ironman is weapon management, which I was kind of touching on earlier. You need to be proficient in every type of weapon, because every type of weapon comes with different bonuses against various types of creature. And those are the kind of considerations you need to make when setting yourself up to fight a certain enemy. So damage floaters, while not as immersive, I find to be a necessity in a solo game. Let's take it off 5 time here. And let's see what we're working with. We can take more crossbow bolts always. If you can stockpile those in a place that's out of the way, highly recommended. No way. Agaru is down. We have enough meat. I have enough leather. I could grab that leather to sell. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. I kind of risk incurring the wrath of the Garu, but that leather is very valuable. I'm superstitious. Because sometimes, if you leave them be, they... Wait. No, it's the same way. We don't want to do this. We want to keep going this way. I need to find a place to sleep. That's the big issue. We're going to go all the way up to this intersection. Let's see where this takes me. Hopefully it's not dangerous. And we get there in one piece. A bunch of crawling dudes. That's a good sign. We're going to try taking this route to get to the outpost. Now, we're going to the outpost 2 parts, okay? Part 1 is heal up. Part 2 is rob the outpost blind and sell all that stuff later. So this is the smidgen of cheese that I was talking about. If we make it there alive. I mean, it's only cheese if it works. Stealth is 51 already, so that's an exciting fact. Sneaking around is going to play a big part in how we get our gear. Let's see if I can incrementally adjust this awful green screen. Wish me luck. If I start getting fuzzy, somebody's got to tell me. I mean, I think my shirt is already, which is kind of strange, but I can live with that. I think we've got it. By George. So, a quick update. We've got 28 toughness. That's our primary, okay? Your primary on a Solo Ironman is toughness. If you can get it the way I just did, just by hopping up and kind of finding yourself in a safe escape fight, that's That is, yeah, see, we're not going much faster. I was hoping we'd go a little faster. Right now I'm doing 9 miles per hour. What does our stealth do for us? 2 miles per hour. Let's take the non-stealth. If you can have it happen the way it just kind of happened for me, I don't expect you to get upper... Might die. Might die. Death on the horizon if that guy comes back. He's coming back. Oh, there's a way station right here. We're there. Where is it? Get out of here. I'm gonna die in front of this thing. Okay, so you can stutter step to avoid this, right? If you were so inclined, this is the one justification I have for all the cheese. Ah, boy. This is perfect. Stop rolling down the hill towards him, and this is great. We didn't take a huge bleed from that. Just one arrow on the chest. But because of our 29 toughness, this chest needs to be at negative 31 for this to matter. On YouTube, Don Arnold. Hello. This is a golden opportunity for more toughness. And to do this, we just need to hammer the get up button. And now we've jumped all the way up to 32 toughness. Heal the chest. I think I'm bleeding inside my chest. And then we're going to head up to the bar. Get some rest, and then try and get rich. The Adventures of Padre. The Solo Ironman. It's not going so badly, all things considered. We have nothing to sell, I don't think. A little bit of leather. We'll sell leather. Come on in, have a browse. Show me what you got. We'll sell 2 of those, 1 of those, maybe 2 of those. Keep that. Everything else is good. Bedroll. I was gonna say I don't need anything from him, as it turns out. Don't take all the beds. And the worst part of Solo Ironman is the necessity early game to sleep as often as required to heal the extreme injury. So you notice I have 1 time, 2 time, 5 time. We can go up to 10 time. I have no idea what mod this is from. I'll figure it out if anybody cares, but I can go all the way up to 20 times. If healing, waiting for anything, production is a concern, grab whatever mod this is that lets me speed up time. I'm so seriously sorry, I don't know. Chest is plenty to get out of bed. Okay, now it is time to get rich enough to get to the Armor King. And buy armor, you know, worth having. We're gonna go into this guy's store. I don't think you have to sneak. But this guy doesn't seem to care. I mean, he kind of cares that people take his stuff. And he can, in fact, kill you if you're not careful. So there's that. I mean, watch out for that. But I'm not pausing the game. We don't pause steel on these streams because that's more cheese than I'm willing to accept. But I will tell you that this guy doesn't give a about you stealing from him. Just robbing him blind. Ah! Except for when you try and pick the lock. Can I get that safe? No, I can get whatever's in there, maybe. We'll come back when we can pick locks. But for context, we just grabbed a bunch of skeleton muscles. Each one of these is going to sell for about 2,000. This guy's going to sell for 6,000. This guy's going to sell for 3,000. 4,300. 4,300. 4,300. Almost 2,000. So what do we have there? 4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23K. So we just got 23,000 cats. And the best part about this is you can sell a lot of this right here. This guy in the basket hat, he's your best friend later on in the game. Okay, we're almost out of money here. And he does not oh, he does. He does have enough. Okay, so we just walked out of that whole ordeal with 25,000 cats. Still not, we're not there yet, okay? We're not there yet. We're not at Armor King. You know, we can go to the Armor King right now and get everything we need. We're not there yet. Our next stop, okay, is one of the more dangerous stops. At this point, with the good armor, I would actually head to the Armor King and spend this 25K on... If you don't know who the Armor King is, by the way, he's located up behind the Holy Nation. It's going to be pretty dangerous to get there in a solo game, but at this point, I would head to the Armor King and see if I could find maybe some pants and a hat that were really good. But instead, we're going to pick up this guy after we loot him. I will take that just so we have a weapon. We're going to take this to sell. And... oh, wait. I'm going to pick him up. And try and overload myself intentionally here. Okay. We are training strength, but we are training strength on our way. Okay? To the Black Desert. Now hear me out. This is not maybe what you should do. But in the interest of the rule of cool being the determining factor for any solo Ironman, it's what I'm going to do and subsequently demonstrate its viability. This is one of my favorite ways to get a game going, to get a game started. Sometimes you can just head right there and do this early if you happen upon, you know, the right robe, the right clothing to permit this sort of behavior. Which we don't have, by the way, at all. So I'm hoping we stumble across that on the way. Facing losers across the Outlands. No, sir. Hopefully I don't qualify, gentlemen. Padre here. Oh, boy. That guy is a slave for sure. And he's got no legs. Lieutenant Dan. But we are headed to the Black Desert. That is our next stop, and we're carrying this guy to get our strength up in the meantime. Currently, strength XP rate's 39%. Unless I have to unnecessarily take a fight, which hopefully that does not happen. Oh man, this dog is going crazy. I need to get a dog. We need to get dogs. I think Padre needs 2 dogs. Richie, pause stealing is amateur. Absolutely. And Chris Allen robbing him blind with a capital E. That's how I was robbing him. I need a voice changer. I used to have a sweet voice changer on my microphone. But you know what? Over the years of streaming, you kind of test things. You see what you're comfortable doing. For a long time, I wasn't even comfortable showing my eyes. If you were, from the earliest Scotch Samurai following days, I used to wear sunglasses. Your levels of comfort being on camera in front of, I don't know, 3 people, 5 people? Does it matter when there's strangers? Does it matter if it's 5 or 20 or 50? I don't think so. Some of my streams, have tens of thousands of views. It's like, I think it's completely reasonable to be a little self-conscious early on. Now, though, I'm wearing a recreation shirt from Big Trouble in Little China. And, yeah, that's where we're at. My YouTube description shows Dwarf Fortress. That's hilarious. Okay, so my first attempt at multi-streaming has evidently not been successful. People hopping in like, Dwarf Fortress by Kid Fox Games. Come on. Check this out. We're gonna sort this out instantly. Boom. You meant the description specifically, eh? Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Now I need to find my stream again. Okay. Got it. Sorry for the delay. Don, do I wear my sunglasses at night? I did, in fact, when I began streaming. As a matter of propriety. Oh boy, I'm not even sure that I have Twitch set to save my VODs. This could all be for naught on Twitch. I could have just absolutely ruined my YouTube description chances for drawing people to the stream, and subsequently forgotten to set my Twitch to save VODs automatically, thereby destroying my potential to gain any new viewers on Twitch. We'll figure it out. I'm not too worried. Of course, it's going to limit VODs to a max of 100 hours. I think they raised their subscription fee for Prime recently as well. In this economy, I need more than 100 hours of bots. That dog is giving me the creeps. He is coming to eat us for sure. How Twitch comments are in this game because they auto-censor some now too. You know, that's pretty interesting. Somebody did say something in Twitch chat and got banned seconds later, and their message was deleted. It looked like an advertisement. Okay, again, I know we're traversing the desert. Your Solo Ironman, holy Hannah Montana. So we avoid the gigantic army of hungry bandits. Let's just take a look at this, just so everybody can see this nonsense. They're hungry enough, you know? They'd become cannibals in a heartbeat. But okay, so east of the holy mines in Skinner's Rome. We need to remember this. How I'm going to remember this. Now, this kind of messes with the game mechanics a bit. How I'm going to remember it. Oh, I'm going to put... No, I need to get rid of you. I'm going to put this guy here, okay? Confirm. Check this out. We're going to write... This is how you leave waypoints for free if you don't have the mod. Instead of your outpost, we're going to write Hungry Bandits east of camp. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. We're not going to open it to public, and there's a reason for that. If you open this area to the public, very suddenly this tiny unbuilt home becomes a gathering place for NPCs. It's like they add auto paths here, so do not open it to public. But now, if we just move on and hit M, I can zoom in on my map here, and you'll see that I have Hungry Bandits east of camp. I should have said east of mines, but you get the idea. We can change the name. Let's change the name right now, just for accuracy's sake. East of mines, and now we know that there's a huge, and unnecessarily large Hungry Bandit army east of the mines. Where are we headed? We are still headed to Black Scratch, I believe it's called. Richie, thanks for that Twitch test to remind me how absolutely useless my bots are. I know that if you type in caps all at one time, I think that's something that's blocked. I appreciate that effort, though. So this could be our end. There's a puppy following us, and he's got my heart on a platter kind of in front of his eyes. Hungry Bandits are my go-to for toughness. So Hungry Bandits, that's why we marked it, because once you go to the Armor King, okay, the whole plan here, I'm going to lay out the plan just in case anybody watching this later, anybody watching this now wants to tune out, but needs to know what's going to happen at the ending and doesn't want to come back and rewatch the VOD and comment on the YouTube video. I will say that we're going to the Armor King, right? That's the end result here, and we're going to get as much great armor as we can. And then we're going to come back and find as many Hungry Bandits as we can. These guys can move surprisingly fast. when they're attacking you, even though they don't move that quickly when they're not. And avoid these bases here. This warehouse has a guy with a harpoon turret in it, and that will mess you up. One shot, 150 damage to the noodle. Game over. Make sure you have over 30 toughness if you're running through acid rain like I'm doing right now while carrying somebody unnecessarily. We're doing all this for the strength benefits. Oh, no! Game over. Okay, not game over, but probably game over. Because they're all just going to sit on top of me. This is why we don't play at 20 times. Okay, hang tight. We're going to sneak. And we're going to try. We're going to give ourselves every advantage. I also apologize for screaming into the microphone. Okay, we're going to leave out some bait. We're going to leave out a mace. Chris, don't underestimate what we're capable of. Oh no, oh no! So this is the reason, okay? You don't play on 5 times speed. I know we said Solo Ironman, but did we have an autosave sometime in the past century? Look, guys, I don't want to end this. I don't want to end this excitement. We just set our waypoint. I've got a bit more Kenshi in the tank. This is a learning experience for everybody. I just dropped a few letters on both those words. For everybody that's not me, I've ended more games than I can tell you that way. But we are going to make it to Black Scratch, or whatever that town is called. I feel like Black Scratch, for some reason... there it is. See? I knew I was saying the wrong name. Black Desert City. All the names are on the map. And, okay. So, right back to what we shouldn't be doing. Solo Ironman on ×5. Now, unique thing. I don't know if anybody noticed. I don't recall when I picked up the body. I'm pretty sure I picked it up way sooner. But when you load a game, if you were carrying somebody, you're not going to be carrying them anymore. Doesn't matter if it's an ally. Does not matter. You will not be carrying them anymore. So we could be running a little bit more quickly. Okay, if I decided to ditch the armor, put the armor in the backpack. Instead, since we were so close to the city, we're just going to give this another shot. But if this was your standard Solo Ironman and not a Solo Ironman guide, which is turning out to be a Solo Ironman what not to do guide, which is just as good, I would definitely have restarted, okay? But we've done that a lot. Like some of these streams have been 6.5 minutes long because that's how long it took me to die. Okay, now that we're in, we're gonna drop down to 2 times speed and see what we're working with here. Okay, so we know the spiders are way over there. This is really difficult to do with cameras. Never mind. I was going to try and point at it, but I give up. I killed the Gurgler King the other day, and I found multiple AI cores in his building. Is that normal? I thought those cores were only loot on cleansers. Okay, you can find AI cores in a lot of places. Gurgler King, one of his big loot items up there is that you're gonna find AI cores. I'm not sure if it's random, but I've found them there on more than one occasion. Cleansers, once you can kill them, and all that takes is a Paladin's Cross and some gusto. They attack so slowly that I'm certain a character with skills in the 60s and 70s, if they can get to the cleansers without dying, can take on a cleanser. A cleanser, if anybody hanging out does not know, oh, the spiders were in the water. Sneaky. Like Shelob. If anybody doesn't know what a cleanser is, it is a giant robot vacuum cleaner found in the Ashlands. And because its attack is so slow, like I was saying, it's 60 or 70 skill, it's very blockable and it's very attackable. And if you have a Paladin's Cross, which does massive, massive bonus damage to anybody that's a robot, basically anything that's not a human, you will find yourself on the winning side of that engagement, despite its scary appearance. And if you need money, farming AI cores is one of the best ways to make money. If you need research, AI cores, like late game research, AI cores is a great way to do that as well. If anybody watches this later or is hanging out and has any fantastic green screen tips, like, hey, make it so it's lit from behind as well and it won't suck as badly, I would also appreciate those tips. I haven't used a green screen in years. We're trying it out. Okay, so that's the sort of attention I should have given our trip the first go around, instead of just relying on auto-pathing and hope. So you'll notice the beds are extremely cheap and you sleep on them like an asshole in Black Desert City. But extremely cheap. That's an important point. These beds as well are only 200 credits. If you try to use a skeleton repair bed anywhere else, you're going to find that to be near to 2,000 cats, not credits. We are not in the Star Wars Old Republic. There's a Kenshi Star Wars mod that I've got a lot of interest in playing. A lot of interest in playing. Okay, 100. Our blood's only 85. We're such a big man, we don't have a lot of blood for some reason. But that's okay. Okay, so this is how not to get a good weapon, and I'm not even saying that lightly. I don't recommend this, but this is part of the step-by-step live stream guide. So you're going to try it. And you've got to try it on your Solo Ironman. I'm going to show you how well this can go. It might not go well, though, so don't hold me to that. We're here. This is where great weapons are made. Everybody knows that. If you've played Kenshi for any amount of time, we are at the Scrap House in Black Desert City. This is the last creation place of the edge weapons, okay? You can make edge weapons yourself at some point in the game, but you can never craft edge 3 weapons unless you've modded your game. So if you've got the money, you can just spend the money, right? And that's fine if you've got you know, 15,000, 24,000. Look, we've got an Edge Type 3 ringed saber. So kind of what I said was the ideal starting weapon for a solo Ironman is going to be a saber. And look at how sneaky we can be in here, okay? Even with full light. All these robots, they're going to be an issue. We're going to avoid them, but it's a good thing our stealth is at 52, so let's make this stealth perfect, just to give us even a better chance. This thing takes away from stealth. This has got to go, right? This meat, that's only taking up space. That's got to go. These crossbow bolts, out of the way. We need everything out of the way because we're going to be trying to steal some big stuff. And if we mess up, we don't have a lot of time to get out of here. Okay. I don't like these boots at all, but we need them so our feet don't melt off when we walk across the ground. Them's the facts. So all these guys are they're gonna patrol towards the other side, I hope. It doesn't really look like they're patrolling much, because the other side seems a little congested. I'm going to stand right here behind this shelf. This is a good spot to stand. You can try and finagle your way in. Oh boy, a little further. No, maybe not. This is, as far as it gets. Sneak, sneak, get blue. Okay, we're blue. Again, we don't steal things but while pausing. We don't steal things while pausing. That's a level of cheese I'm unwilling to head toward, okay? So we're gonna sit here and pick this lock. Nobody gives a shit. And I'm so much so that I'm gonna speed up the game. We're gonna go ×5, the thing you never do in a solo Ironman. On YouTube, Jonah says, yo. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out again. Good to see you, Jonah. You are stepping into the best solo Ironman what not to do guide in all of Kenshi streaming history. Okay, so here we're gonna see these great weapons. We're hidden. None of these are edge. Let's check this cabinet. Caton, Mark II, but we do have some engineering research. That sells for a ton. That's great. We need as much money as we can get. We're trying to get out of here with as much as we can. Now we have it. Here's an Edge Type 1 staff. A horse chopper. Mark I. Mark I's not terrible. And we can't... Our lock picking is terrible. Terrible. I can get in there and pick that lock. Okay. So, let's see if by being a little strange here, let's see if we can get this... See if we can pick that lock without anybody getting upset. Or maybe let's go back here and try and be sneaky again and pick some easier locks. So I found that you can get right in here, okay? And you can pick that lock right from in here. And this is a pretty hidden spot. Jonah, you're a braver man than I. Watching these while playing alongside your own solo Ironman is a sure ticket to losing your favorite character. Okay, we can see in this bad boy from all the way back here. We've got a ton of specialist bows. We have a Masterwork Ranger. Oh man, lots of good stuff in here. Okay, so we picked that lock. Let's see if we can't even get into that one. Now these guys down here, these can be apparently impossible to pick. Now, these strong boxes don't seem impossible to pick, but there's a... Whoa! Whoa! For some reason, I'm a thief, but I need to run. And through them was the answer. We're turning off block. I'm on full evade here. We gotta go. We gotta go. Where you don't want to die, okay, is in acid rain. With no shoes on. This affects my combat speed, but we don't want to have no shoes on. And we need armor on. I don't have great hopes for this. So. Oh, whoa. Why do they have an iron spider? Since when? Oh no, it's not attacking me, it's attacking them. Everything is coming up Millhouse. Get away from me, Dak. I didn't take anything. Did I take anything? Whoa! Okay, so we just stutter stepped a bit. I feel badly for that, but not really. We need to avoid this guy. Very obviously, we need to avoid this guy. Please stop. Please stop. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. We're avoiding him. Oh. Actually, I'm not too mad about this. I might be, actually. He might drop me like a sack of potatoes. Oh, not in the head. Not in the head again. Let us get in. Let us get in. Just let me get in. I don't care what happens next. Oh! I don't think we can handle that. We're dead. We're dead. They're going to carry us outside into the rain. And we're going to die. This head injury is the clincher. Rip Padre. Jonut, since you arrived, things have gone downhill. Come on, Padre. If this goes to 43, we're done for. Or, hear me out, it's gonna tease us, okay? Soon as he becomes not unconscious and just in a coma, ooh, that is significantly beyond our capability to heal, okay? But we're not in the acid rain. I'm holding out right now because we're not in the acid rain. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. Can he heal? No. Okay, we're just in a coma. We're going to speed this up. We're coming up to 2 hours. What a great time to end the stream. If Padre survives, I'll be shocked. But I am 99.9% sure that he's a dead man. There's no recovering. There's no recovering here. The stomach is fine. The head, though? 49. Let's get crazy. Let's take off the backpack. That doesn't help. It made it worse. It made it so much worse. We're critical now. The only thing I can think happening, potentially, okay, which never happens, is that slavers may come into this town in the next 17 seconds. Or, for no reason at all, tech hunters arrive and heal me. But this is the kind of stuff that you wait for. in your Solo Ironman. Because I've had it go all the way. He's dead, though. But I've had it go all the way to 99, 98, and been picked up. Okay. Anyways, it's been 2 hours. Thanks so much, everybody, for your patience here for my first multi-stream in a long time. If you're catching this on Twitch, thanks for checking it out. As usual, everybody who catches this on YouTube and was able to hang out, I appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about how not to solo Ironman, because following any guide that I put out or what I do step for step will certainly ruin one of your favorite characters' playing experiences. So if you have anything to say about that, leave it in the comments on the video. And I hope to see everybody back. Take care. If I hit the end, my face might get really big. It did. It did. I kind of expected that, but not really. Anyways, you guys have me for 2.5, 3 more minutes even. If you have any questions and I can answer them live on stream, I'm happy to do so. I realize my green screen is failing. It's the nature of the beast. We've enhanced too many times. Thanks, Shadowseer. Thanks, Richie, for hanging out. Jonut, Chris Ellen, Rebecca, Dextros, thanks for stopping by. Don Arnold. It's good to see some of the usual gang hanging out and chatting. If you're still hanging out and you haven't already, go ahead and like the stream on YouTube. Leave a comment. If you have suggestions for a type of character you'd like to see, those are the kinds of comments I like to see. Any new ideas for a playthrough, I appreciate. Anything to keep this game fresh. If you have mods you're interested in, hit me with those. But, as usual, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out. And I hope to see you back.